welcome to Missouri Cobalt. We're here to do a walkthrough of our concentrator plant, and we're at the front end of the plant where the entire process starts. That begins with the miners bringing us old tailings material from the old lead mine that was once on site. They bring it up to us and screen it down to the correct size of material, and then our plant operators take it with a front loader, and by the bucket load we load it into the pug mill where we introduce water and make this dry material into a slurry. From the pug mill, the slurry is then transferred into the slurry box, where it's agitated to make sure that we get nice and good mixing. From the slurry box, it's then put into the slurry tanks that serve as a buffer capacity between the outside pug mill, which is a batch operation, and to the inside where the ball mill is a continuous operation. So now let's go see what's inside the plant. So now we're inside the plant where the slurry is then transferred into the ball mill. Inside the ball mill are a bunch of small steel balls that, as the ball mill turns, it mills and grinds the slurry. And what we want to happen inside the ball mill is for any oxidation that has happened over time as the tailings have sat outside and been exposed to the environment, we want the oxidation to rub off to reveal the sulfide material underneath. All of our chemicals inside the plant are specifically for sulfides. When the slurry discharges the ball mill, it is then pumped up into the cyclones, which use centrifugal forces to separate the slurry based on particle size. The cyclones are set to a P80 of 37 microns, where anything smaller than 37 microns goes up and over into the overflow, and anything bigger is dropped down into the underflow and recycled back to the ball mill for remilling and regrinding. The overflow of the cyclones is discharged into our conditioning tank. In the conditioning tank, we add caustic to make sure the pH is correct. We bring it up to an 8.5, and we also add our collector. The collector binds to the sulfide mineral and makes the mineral hydrophobic, which is important in the rougher cells. From the conditioning tank, the slurry is then pumped to the head of the roughers. You can think of the roughers like a big bubble bath. Air is introduced to the bottom of the agitator, and it creates this froth on top of the slurry. Because we've made the minerals hydrophobic in the conditioning tank, they want to bind to those bubbles to get out of the water. The froth overflows into the launderers. All that slurry is collected and sent to the downstream processes. Anything that is not collected in the launderers is sent out to the tailings pond as gangue minerals. All the overflow that is collected from the roughers is then transferred to the cleaners. The cleaners operate under the same principle as the roughers. However, they serve to refine the grade of the concentrate. Anything that is not collected in the launderers of the cleaners is then recycled back to the head of the roughers. All of the slurry collected in the cleaners is then transferred to the thickener. In the thickener, we add a flocculant to help coagulate the solids. The heavy solids sink to the bottom, and the underflow is pumped to the filter feed tank. The overflow of the thickener is used as process water. From the filter feed tank, the slurry is then pumped into the filter press. The filter press uses air pressure to squeeze out the water entrained in the slurry. This makes a nice cake of our concentrate, with the remaining moisture content of about 15%. When the filter press has finished its cycle, the panels are opened up and the operators drop the cake. The cake is dropped here onto the belt scale, where we weigh each cake. The cake is then transferred into a hopper and then is taken outside to storage. The cake is then transferred out here to our concentrate storage pile. So through the entire process, we've concentrated up the metal content about 10 times. From here, the concentrate serves as feed material for the hydromet plant. That concludes our tour of Missouri Cobalt's tailings concentrator. Thank you for watching.